Well, I have nothing else apart from my immediate family. I have nothing else. So even when things are tough, like, because social media is a weird world, man, because people can see social media and think, oh yeah, he's doing great, he's all fine, but you know, like, mental health is a big thing. You know, behind the scenes, maybe it's not all right, but that's why boxing plays a big part for me, because at the end of the day, I have nothing else. This is my life, you know what I mean? So even if I'm suffering, or I'm having bad days, I know that if I get up and get myself to the gym, it's gonna help.
Yes, welcome to the 13th and final round podcast.
And today we have a special guest here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Daley Perales in the house.
Yeah.
Daley Effect in the house. Yeah. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, good, man.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
We started talking on a hashtag. I commented on a post and he liked it, and then we followed each other. That was way back.
The power of social media, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it was surprising. He was saying, "Oh, that's your old opponent's brother." I said, "Ooh."
I didn't know that first.
I didn't know myself.
You was OJ's brother at first.
Yeah, it gets confusing in our family because there's loads of us. There are like 9 brothers.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So my dad, it was same mum and dad. There's 4 of us, same mum and dad. And then my dad, you know.
I know. Rastaman thing, I got the same thing. It's the same thing, man. You know what I mean? We have to multiply, innit?
Yeah.
The one thing I love about you the most, right, and I've been waiting to say this to you in person, is that in boxing nowadays, I don't think there's any teachers left. And I think that you're a breath of fresh air because you're a teacher. You're really intense. I was showing them clips.
And motivated. I like it.
I like listening to you in the corner. I like the way you break things down. I like the way you explain it. You're analytical. And I think that sports in general now have lost that element of the answer to the problem is just train harder, but that's not always the answer to the problem.
It's technique.
The problem is to break it down and let the fighter know exactly where he's going wrong and teach it. And the fact that you're not like 50, 60 years old as well, and that you can do that, I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. And where does that come from?
Thanks, man. Well, firstly, you know, to be a good teacher, you have to have passion for the sport. There's people that they train people, but there's no passion behind it. So it's like I know obviously we live in a world where obviously everyone needs money and stuff like that. But in my personal opinion, when people see the passion behind something you do, then the money will come.
Yeah, definitely.
So first you have to be true to yourself and be real. Like I always say to people, when you watch my social media, I don't want it to be a thing where you see one thing on social media and then you would come down to my gym and see
It's completely different. You want to see what you see.
Yeah, what you see there is what you see in person. So that intensity you're talking about, you're going to see it if you come down.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? So, and then obviously I come from a family of fighters. You know, JJ, he was Southern Area champion. He would tell you himself he could have done more, but he had a lot of personal stuff going on. And then OJ Abrahams, my oldest brother, the older of the brothers, he's been in the game a long time. He had finished on 100 fights. You know, his story was he was with Barry Hearn in the beginning of his career. He was like, I think something like 7-0 or 6-0 or something like that. And then he got left with his son, and his son was 9 months old. His partner went off. And he had to change his mindset and be like, well, I can't hang around being a prospect. I'm going to have to make some money.
To help out the child, to bring child.
So that's how he became a journeyman. Just fighting everyone and anyone. You know what I mean?
Myself and I, right?
Yeah, me, myself and I. So I come from a family of boxers, and I grew up in foster homes too.
Okay.
So it's a crazy story of me and my family, because even though I've got 9 brothers, I only grew up with 2 of them. My other brother, who's a year younger than me, we got put in foster homes. I stayed with 14 different families, foster homes. Lived on my own since 17. So I've had to grow up really fast.
Definitely.
But I think that helped me in
life,
especially for boxing, because boxing's a one-man sport. So once you step in that ring, yes, you got your coach, you got your managers, you know, and everyone's supporting you. But once that bell rings, you're on your own. Your coach really can't save you. They could give you some instructions in between rounds, but ultimately you're on your own. And that's how my upbringing was. I felt alone, but it made me mentally tough and strong. So I project that onto my fighters. You know what I mean?
You know, another thing I like about you as well, when you're in the ring, you ask the fight to repeat what the instruction you've given, and that's a good thing, because some fighters will go in the corner, you'll give that instruction, but they won't execute it out there or remember what to do. But it's good, you get the minds, you know what I mean?
Well, you can see the look between you and your fight, so you can see it.
Communication is good.
And the thing is, as well, this is all. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. When I'm in that corner, impulsive. You know, I'm in the moment. So I'm not one of those coaches to be like giving
game plan
so many instructions in between rounds, like 100 different things, because they're not going to listen to that. So you give them 1 or 2 things to make them understand what they need to do for the next round.
60 seconds is nothing, man.
And me getting them to repeat something sometimes is only because I know in boxing, when you're, especially that fight there, that was 10,000 people in Wembley Arena. There's loads of things going on. There's loads of distractions, you know. So you always find just fighters can you find them, you know, drifting off and looking outside the ring, you know what I mean? Because there's so much going on. So I need them to, you know, focus and listen to what I'm saying, you know, because I'm seeing it from the outside, you know.
Blind spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Some trainers don't see that, and that's a good thing, you know what I mean? Where you're checking up on the outside for your fighter to look after him. So, okay, your mindset's not there, I'm going to bring you back in. So you're focused in here, where other trainers don't really look at that. So it's good.
And it could be just the smallest of details as well, like your right hand keeps dropping an inch, for example. Keep that right hand up, and that could be the only thing that I say in that round. The rest of it is more like motivation, you know what I mean?
I understand what
I mean? So one of my favourite, he is my favourite coach of all time, is Emmanuel Stewart, because I just like the way he got to a fighter here, you know, and that's what I try to do with fighters, is just get to them. I want to know the human being. You know, there's coaches out there that they're like, no, it's strictly business. I don't want to build a relationship. But then, to me, that's not real.
Well, that's what you build from the gym, from when you meet that opponent, whether you're the fighter. That's where you build it in the gym. That relationship. Get to know them inside.
Yeah,
outside.
you need them to trust you.
And then trust you as well. And
but listening to some of your upbringing, because I have a similar upbringing to you. I was in and out of care and stuff as well. So you are not being hurt by the game. What I mean by that is some people come in with all the right intentions, like a politician, and they get hurt by the system. And then they get bitter, like, oh, I got ripped off, so no, I'm going to rip the next man off. I'm going to be acting. I'm not going to. You don't allow that to affect you. You can see it. You're passionate. You still got the same amount of passion from day one to now. It comes across. You can see it. You can see it in your posts. You can see it when you're talking. You can see it in your content. It's very authentic.
Well, I have nothing else apart from my immediate family. I have nothing else. So even when things are tough, like, because social media is a weird world, man, because people can see social media and think, oh yeah, he's doing great, he's all fine, but you know, like, mental health is a big thing. You know, behind the scenes, maybe it's not all right, but that's why boxing plays a big part for me, because at the end of the day, I have nothing else. This is my life, you know what I mean? So even if I'm suffering, or I'm having bad days, I know that if I get up and get myself to the gym, it's going to help me, you know what I mean? So it's so crazy because I had such a crappy life. And I had no mother, no father, but even though I had, let me concentrate on the father, but even though I had no father, it's funny, I'm a father figure to my fighters, you know, and I try to teach them and guide them the best way I can, you know.
You know, it's funny enough, you know, quite a lot of people we've been speaking to, especially in boxing, they're quiet, they don't have a platform to speak out, but since they've been on here, they've been speaking out, saying about the mental health, about stuff what they've been through, you know what I mean? Boxing helps to bring that back, you know what I mean? Boxing helps you to heal that. You're
very unique though, right? Because you've got, the way I like to address it, right, because I'm in a similar position to you in some ways, right? You've got the old way of thinking, then you've got the new way of thinking, and then you've got both. So you understand social media, you understand the teaching element, you understand all the things which should be around boxing. That as a job, I'm a nutritionist and strength and conditioning. Everyone thinks that I will pull more that way. And I'm like, when you're a boxer, boxing first, that is an add-on to what you do. It doesn't, you don't put that number one. Does that make sense? But you understand how to do all the things what a boxing trainer should do, but understand that the fighter needs to be able to sell themselves.
Well, funny you say that. It's not only because I boxed. I've been around boxing from a young age because of OJ and JJ. I was around pros. Not just pro fighters, boxing managers, promoters.
The industry.
You know, the industry.
Everything.
You know, so even little things like you're saying, boxers marketing themselves, right? Some fighters don't understand, like these days you have to, you can't just think you're just gonna sell tickets by just sitting down. You know, it doesn't work like that now. Even down to the way you talk in interviews. I remember my fighter Martin, I've trained him since an amateur. He had his first interview with IFL TV, and he started talking, oh yeah, you get me, done no, I'm going to the top. Afterwards I said, Martin,
no, it don't work that.
You can't talk like that, man, because you ain't gonna build no fan base talking like that. It's not that I'm against that kind of.
I know what you said. I know what you said.
People looking at. That's what you're saying.
Not just young people as well, even the older generation, because a lot of older generation, they're the ones that go and watch the fights. Influencer boxing now, younger audience, but the older generation, they go to watch these fights, you know, and they are not gonna take to someone that talks with that kind of in that kind of tone, you know what I mean? So and he's listened to me. Now he talks like a professional when it comes to interviews and stuff like that.
He understands the bigger picture.
Yeah, because you got to remember, you're not talking to your friends when you're doing those interviews. You know,
it's funny. We was watching Martin. We went to the GBM show at Bethnal Green, York Hall 2 weeks ago, and he was there.
Oh, was he?
He was up in there.
Oh yeah, Razor Ali was fighting.
Yeah, that's like he was up in the terraces, and he popped his head up, and I know who he is. I saw him in your post. Then when he was walking through, everyone was asking him questions. He was looking at us because we had the uniform. We were like trying to gauge who we are, because the uniform makes people just look our direction. Do you know what I mean? But
I mean, Martin's he's a talented fighter as well, man. But I just try and guide them, man, because through experiences as well, through seeing my brothers, through what I went through and stuff, and boxing's a short career, man. You know what I mean? So just because you get a 10 grand check, for example, don't think you can go and spend all that and like, oh yeah,
it might be once a year.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like that. You know, journeymen earn more money than some prospects. You know, so you got to be
100%
smart with your money. You know what I mean?
It's like how we got a friend, Mitu, he had 100 fights. He chose like your brother OJ to like go the journeyman route. He made that choice. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean OJ. I mean my brother. He paid for everything through being a journeyman. So
because you're out every week.
Yeah, and he fought some top people as well.
The problem with OJ is you didn't know what OJ you were going to get. I remember I was in Sheffield, and OJ decided to turn it one day and give it a go. It was against Ryan Rhodes, and he's kicking the bottom ropes, and Brendan's going.
Yeah, you give Ryan Rhodes a little tough time there.
I was sat ringside when he was doing it.
Yeah, he's a dangerous puncher. It's just like, like you said, he'd be like, you know what, I'm going to go for this one today. You know what I mean? That's what he was like. But OJ, my brother gave me, because I'm not only a trainer, I'm a manager as well. So I asked my brother for advice when I first become a trainer. And I just go, I said, got any advice for me going into this world now? The only advice he gave me, he didn't tell me anything about giving me knowledge or anything. He goes, you know your stuff. He goes, be careful what you say and who you say it to. That's all he told me. That's it. Yeah.
It's true.
And that's it.
Let me tell you something. Now I can say it now anyway, because I'm over it now anyway. But when we were in the third fight, they were saying, oh, you're going to fight OJ. And I'm thinking, because I used to watch when I was young. So I thought, you know what, forget, because I've had loads of fights. I've been winning them. So I thought my name was called Untouchable. He'll start laughing now.
He changed his name after that because he got touched.
Short and everything. So
my wife laughs at that.
I got signed to Frank Malone, innit? So I was excited.
Was that when he was dressed up as Santa Claus?
He puts that every year. It kills him, man.
I boxed him. I was there doing okay. Boom, left out. And I just went in depression, man. You know what I mean? For like 1 year. Got my contract back, and it was just hard. You know what I mean? Going through, I didn't show no one my video, didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? But now I can say, because it's
boxing,
you know what I mean? So a lot of people go through that, but it's how you come out of it. And I came out of it, and I won titles and everything. And then after that, I said to him,
you wanted that rematch?
I wanted to rematch, and Ingles asked OJ, and he goes, no, because I think he's seen me pull through. You know what I mean? That's what I did. But now I'm called like a dark gladiator. I've changed it to dark gladiator. If I lose, I get up, I win, I do stuff, and I carry on.
That's it.
That's what we've got to do, man.
That's what boxing is. Anyone can.
That's what life is as well, man.
You know what I mean? A lot of people pull through that mental health. A lot of people go through taking sertraline tablets. Because I used to work with mental health. And now I work with children. I'm a therapeutic practitioner working in children's home. So I know a lot about this, you know what I mean?
Because I don't go around saying it a lot, but I've said it here and there on social media. I got borderline personality disorder.
I saw your post.
So every day is every day is every day is a struggle. But it all stems from the childhood, really.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does. I mean, that's what we study when.
I saw your post. Sorry to cut you off. I saw your post. I listened to it, and I listened to you, and I went away with my wife and said, I think I've got the same thing. You know, because I have a similar upbringing. Like sometimes, like it's like everyone thinks I'm brilliant. I give everyone outside of the house, but sometimes I could be a bit snappy. And
not me.
No, but I can be that way with you, can't I? Because
I understand.
When I get comfortable with people,
that sort of work, I understand. So that's why I can put up with it. And understand.
That's what I'm saying. Putting up with it is difficult if you haven't got the patience or don't understand the person. And then people will just think, oh, what's wrong with him? They just see it as that. You know what I mean? Instead of
people from outside look at me and him out the way we are, and they think, why are you standing for that? But they don't understand. I understand him. You know what I mean? So I just gotta give him 5 minutes. He's perfect.
I just get into it. I'm hyper focused. I'm intense and stuff.
Yeah. That's why. But see, with boxing, for example, I get questions all the time. Like, for example, how do you learn all those combinations? For example, when you do stuff. Firstly, when it comes to all that Floyd Mayweather type pad work, I believe it just depends on the fighter. You can't teach everyone that. No. If you teach everyone that, then then you're not a coach. You have to adapt to the fighter and then bring your expertise around that as well to make them better. But I just think you have to. I think the condition I have helps in a way where I can watch boxing.
I know what you're saying.
Because I don't watch coaches. I appreciate coaches. And if I do watch a coach, it's old school.
Yes.
Emmanuel Stewart, Custamato, George Benton.
George Benton.
But I study fights because ultimately, that's what fighters are getting in the ring to do. They're getting in the ring to fight. They're not getting in the ring to do pads or anything. They're getting in the ring to fight. So that's where I get my knowledge. I will sit there, watch fights, but I don't go, right, now I'm going to put on Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield and sit there and study it like that. I just watch it and let my mind work its magic. That's how I.
Because every fight is totally different. I mean, that's when I train. I train fighters as well myself. I don't really look at how they fight. Well, I look at how they fight and I get the style and I say, right, I'm going to change that. No, keep that as it is. We're going to tidy it up. We're going to do this because if you got your hands down, have your hands down, but you're going to get hit back. So we're going to do this. So you don't get hit.
Exactly.
Because you're comfortable. There's no point in you putting your hands up and you're not comfortable.
You know?
Can you imagine if they said to Prince Naseem Hamid,
put your hands up.
Put your hands up.
Nah.
You would never have seen Prince Naseem. Do you know what I mean? So I'm fine with hands down, but it's just my fighter understanding where his feet are meant to be, where his hands are meant to be at the right times, you know? So
I'd love to go and do what you do. I've got a good friend called Edwin Cleary. He used to train Matty Harris, Lewis Williams, and I'd love to, when he finished at the Ingles, like me, that's what he did, and he had no money for 20 years, and now he's starting to get his opportunities. I'd love to do that. I couldn't do that. I got married, I needed to do different things. Ultimately, I want to go back to it one day. But I believe I had probably the best trainer from these shows in Howard Rainey, because Howard Rainey was the most analytical trainer you'd ever be around. Ian will tell you, like, if you landed a right hand and knocked someone out, he'd still be disappointed if you didn't lock it out, if your feet wasn't in the right position. It has to be picture perfect, everything. He's just the way he is, you know what I mean, right? He's trained Colin McMillan, Terry Dunstan, them type of guys. And if you watch a boxing match with me, my friends always think I'm telepathic because I'm like, he's going to catch me with left hook in about 15 seconds. I can see it coming because I'm watching. I never watch the football. I'm always watching footwork. He keeps crossing his footwork over. It's like I said to Tyson Fury when we were at the press conference and I saw the little glance outside to show us to the hill. I said, he's going to try and get his foot on the outside of your foot being a southpaw, and then he's going to try to zigzag from left to right on you. How are you going to like counteract that lateral movement?
Yeah,
he looked at me funny like.
He looked at me funny like that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
But you need to understand them things when you're fighting someone like Usyk. He's gonna put his hands down low that way, but his feet are gonna be going a different direction. Yeah. He's gonna punch to the left side of your head because he wants to go right. He's gonna punch to the right side because he wants to go left. He's already thinking 3 moves ahead of what he's gonna do. He's putting little traps.
Well, that's why I think Tyson Fury will benefit being with Sugar Hill in a proper camp.
Camp.
Like
So
3 months, you know, being with him, not turning up like for 4 weeks before or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that's why I say, like you said about the teaching kind of things, like, you know, these days, like pad work, for example, like people would just bang, 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 but don't break shit down. You know what I mean?
I honestly believe Floyd doesn't do all that behind closed doors as well.
Man, that's just the timing.
I think he does that, but he does a lot of different things behind closed doors.
I think pad work's just timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I like, back in the days when he used to watch Ricky and back in the days he used to take the mickey out of Floyd doing all that. And now he's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's for a reason, because he's been in that gym, he understands what is it all
There's a lot more going on.
And it's muscle memory as well, because for example, he might do 1, 2, block the body shot, come up, bum, 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 slip, but in a fight, it might be the opponent just goes to the body but because he's been doing that and catching, automatically you just and catch you, you know what I mean? So that pad work does have a place. It's just you need a coach that understands
why you're doing that,
why you're doing that, you know what I mean? And it's not for Instagram, you know what I mean? Because I would hate, away from my fighters, a client, because you do get them sometimes, those smart clients that be like, well, what's the reason for that? So if you can't explain it,
I love them.
If you can't explain it, you know, there's a couple of classes I do a week at my gym. Do you know, my class format sometimes I will be like, okay, let's say I've got 6 people in the class. We're going to do 6 rounds. I'll say, right, every round I go around, I want you to test me. I say, what fighter we're going to do in this round? And then I will replicate every single fighter that they're asking me, telling me to do. So, man, I love that kind of stuff.
There's a reason for why you're going to do it. There's a lot of people, I won't name names, a lot of people doing the Floyd Mayweather pad work and it looks shit.
But they don't understand it.
It looks shit.
I think what they do, they make it up. To make it look good. Just for the cameras.
Yeah, you got to understand the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, because that's what they've done. They created that philosophy. They understand why they're doing it. Do you understand what I mean?
But even fighters as well, they need to take responsibility as well. If you're a fighter that, you know, you get like amateur fighters, or maybe they haven't got the right guidance, but they're coming in and the first thing they're doing is this. And they don't even know how to protect themselves doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's distance, isn't it? It's interesting to see where boxing's totally changed since it's funny because I'm putting the north now. I don't know if you guys do it down here, but we used to do a thing called body sparring. And everyone's body sparring now.
They didn't understand it. First to take the mickey out.
We used to get the Manchester guys used to take the piss out of us in Sheffield for body sparring, and we switch hitting and we're moving. We're changing stance all the time. And
you're looking after your brain. Why spar hard in the gym and get banged up? It's like another fight. You know what I mean?
You have to need to be able to look after yourself. That's the most important thing.
Well, that again is down to the coaching as well, but to have a nice balance. You know what I mean? Because you need the spars when you're preparing for fights, but you need to know when to have the hard ones and when to have the technical ones or when to have the body ones. You know what I mean?
Do you implement that in your gym, the body?
So we do a lot of technical sparring where the power is only at 10-20%. You know what I mean? But every round they have, I give them a scenario. You know, like this round you can only use the jab. This round you're on the front foot, you're on the back foot. You know what I mean?
I love it.
I trained up Pat Barrett's and Brian Hughes. That's the exact same thing we used to do. Just stay on the rope, like 5 minutes to throw out body shots, and you have to catch it.
I do loads of drills like that. Especially on the ropes as well. People, you know, this. My thing is this: even when I've got a kid and I'm teaching a kid, I teach them every scenario. I don't shy away from things. Like, for example, you'll get some amateur coaches be like keep your hands up, but that kid might be naturally elusive. So why are you trying to tell him to keep his hands up? Or stay off the ropes.
Yeah.
My thing is this: is
You can't always stay off the ropes.
You don't want to be on the ropes, but you have to learn to be comfortable on the ropes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself there. Once you find yourself there, what are you going to do next scenario?
For 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you have to be comfortable there. Because, you know, and this is what I drill in training. You know, to be. Sometimes I say, right, go on the rope.
Yeah.
Right, and then I get the other one just throwing shots. You know what I mean? And you just get comfortable, just slipping, rolling, parrying, blocking. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do it in training, you're not going to do it under the lights, are you?
I think what my trainer did when I was training 20 times was looking up and then right, we're going to pass. That is so when you historically, what you need to survive, so you have to hold on.
I've seen a lot of people fall over for that.
Scenarios, hold on, clear your head. Now we can go on the pads. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Brendan used to do weird things. So Brendan used to manage to get like I don't know, 3 12-year-olds in the ring. And put you in a corner and say, don't get it. And they used to tell him, go knock him out.
See, that's the stuff I love about boxing, is like breaking down the small details like that. Because to me, anyone can do pads. If you learn the basics of holding pads, anyone can do pads. And I know how to do pads, obviously. But my work is best done when I haven't got pads on. You know,
100%.
Too many fighters are you know, through experience, they come in the gym, they hardly do a warm-up, get their gloves, put it on the edge of the ring, thinking they're going to get pads straight away. You know, and I'm thinking, that's not boxing, man. You see what I mean?
I remember the first time I went to Brendan Ingle's gym. So basically, I come from a kickboxing background, and I was an England team with a guy called Perales. So then at 16, I went down to the Ingles camp, went in there. Brendan said to me, there's a kid you'll know, Amar Khan. He was in the corner for Hamzat Shiraz, the tall Asian kid. He's in the corner when Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders as well. And they call him Killer. He's known for a reason. He had the same treatment.
The same problem.
Because he's fiery, right? So you would always be the first person to spar with Killer, right? Your first spar would always be Killer. That's your test. Getting the Killer, kill like that, and you just put it on you like you just
really
straight away.
6 foot odd is like
that. After you put it on you, see what you're made of, and turn around and goes, okay, you've got it. So what we're gonna do now? Put you on the lines, show you how to do the lines, and then Brendan says to me, "Don't talk to me unless I talk to you." That's what you're doing. 6 months.
On the lines.
6 months of just doing the lines.
That first bit, it reminds me of my brother.
But it works because you don't understand. You go in the ring and you start doing the same.
Just doing the footwork, drilling the footwork. And then on one Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. in the gym with John Faxton, and he shouts, "John, put your gloves on." So I think he's talking to John Faxton, so I don't acknowledge him. Do you know what I mean? He goes, "No, you put your gloves on," and then he made me spar with John Faxton.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Being around my brothers, it helped a lot with the mentality side of things, because when my first experience of having my first ever spar was we went to the gym. I didn't even know I was going to spar, first of all, because I've never boxed before. My brother goes, "You see him in the ring there? He's national champion." I said, "Oh, nice." He goes, "You're sparring him today." I said, "What? I've never boxed before." He goes, "I don't care. You get in their ring and spar him." And afterwards, I realised what he was doing. He just wanted to test my heart. You know what I mean?
That's what boxing's all about.
It can't be given. You can have all the skill in the world and go so far, but ultimately.
And then being around OJ as well. Do you remember the Lennox Lewis College? You know? And they had like Matthew Fairwell, Carl Froch.
Matthew Fairwell in 2010.
Oh, yeah?
In the last fight.
I sparred him. I was like, I was young as well. And that's when I found out pro boxing is different to amateur, because the way they hit is totally different, you know? It's totally different. But yeah, man, I just, what can I say? I love boxing, I love the culture. And because of my background as well, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people that have come into the sport with money, born into like a rich families or whatever. But 90% of them, they don't understand the struggle. You know, the hardship of being in the sport. because boxing to me is about even my gym is like I see it's for the people, you know, and it doesn't matter where you're from, what religion, what race. If you want to come in the gym and just chill out and watch some training, you're welcome to do that. I don't want it to be a thing where someone comes in the gym like, who the hell is that? Like, and make her feel uncomfortable and to walk out.
No, you see boxing gyms are a family, community.
Yeah, it's a community, yeah, exactly like that. And especially because of the life that I've been through and stuff, I really stress the fact that, you know, boxing is, it's for everyone.
It's funny because Brendan, I'd be interested to see how Brendan, you know, some of the things Brendan would say in the gym now, how it would go down, you know, with social media and things like that.
Yeah.
We had it right. Like, he had signs on the door and he'd be like, he'd get rid of racism in an unconventional way.
But even Freddie Roach, Freddie Roach still has the gym. The way it looks, it's looked like that since
forever.
You know, forever. You have posters on the door. They look like they're old and falling off and stuff.
History, right?
When I went to LA a few months ago, I could have stayed in Freddie Roach's gym for hours and hours and hours, because to me that's boxing. You know, that vibe there, that's what I love in boxing gyms. You know, where everyone's welcome and everyone can chat to everyone, and you don't make people feel uncomfortable to be there.
Well, it was the same as Ricky, when we trained at Phoenix camp, when I first started boxing up Billy Graham's and Ricky we used to, you know, Salford, and we used to go in, drink a cup of tea and eat chewing gum, Wrigley's chewing gum in the drawer.
we know that, but because we're in it, we know boxing's not what some people
won't know about that.
You know what I mean? My clients, I changed Run Republic. I'm not trying to be a boxing trainer anytime soon because I need to pay my bills. But they all think they're just going to come and hit the pads, and then I start drilling footwork, and I've already gotten them moving the head a certain way before I even put a paddle out, and I'm like, oh, I can't get out of it because I'm 3 steps ahead of where you're going. There's not, and they're like, this is so much thinking. I didn't realise you had to be intelligent to be people just think it's a brutal sport. There's a lot. To be a top level boxer, you've got to have a really high IQ, you've got to be intelligent, you've got to understand things.
Because I get a lot of guys saying, I could take a punch. Why are you taking a punch? I don't want to take a punch.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care how tough you are, you know what I mean?
You throw a punch at me, boom, slip it. There you go. Oh, I can't hit you, bro. I know you can't. That's the reason why.
Well,
you might think they're hitting you, but they're not on TV.
My younger brother Kenny, who's a famous influencer. And then he came to me.
Is Kenny your? I never even clicked that. Is that Kenny your brother?
Yeah, I always get that question, but we always get, because remember we're a mixed family. You know, and my dad, we've got full black people, brothers. We've got mixed race brothers. You know what I mean? So people will always get confused, obviously, and like, what? That's your brother? Yeah, we've got the same dads. Like OJ, I've got the same dad. Kenny, same dad. So Kenny come to me a few years ago, and he asked me he goes, bro, I'm gonna have this, I'm thinking about doing this YouTube boxing thing. And he didn't know anything about boxing whatsoever. And the first thing I said, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. I don't want to mix professional boxing with influencer boxing, you know. I want to keep my reputation in boxing. But at the end of the day, he's my brother. So what I done is I said, okay, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna do it my way. You're gonna learn the real art of boxing. So when you get in there, you don't look like a clown, you know, in front of everyone. I don't care about all these other influencers and what they're doing, but you're gonna do everything my pro fighters do. And you're gonna train in the same way. So that's how he developed so quickly, because I surrounded him with pro boxing, and now he looks like a real fighter now, and that's only 2 years. And and the one thing I stress with him is looking after himself, defense, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't sugarcoat it. People die all the time in boxing. So, and him being an influencer and trying to learn how to box, even more had to stress the importance of looking after yourself in the ring. And that world didn't understand it, because they were like, they just want to see two people. They might as well be in the park having a fight. That's what they want to see. They didn't understand what I was trying to do. I was saying, listen, you're gonna see he will benefit later on from all the stuff I'm teaching. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've changed.
Yeah, because people didn't understand that. Oh, why is he boxing with a, taking his time and jabbing and all that? So,
Patience.
yeah,
Yeah, but even what you did with Deji did there with Mayweather, man.
yeah.
You
It's
know what I
true.
mean? Like, and he handled it all right. He even backed his eye a little bit.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You know, that was a gamble as well because Deji, the only reason I brought him into it is because to give my brother some company from the same field so they can share it together, just like my pros. But he lost, I think, 2 or 3 in a row before he come to me. So it was a big gamble because I remember O2 Arena, 20,000 people. He had this fight and everyone was saying, if he loses this,
Finish.
yeah, but we're in that world, they come down hard on the trainers. They don't understand. So if someone loses, they're like, oh, you're a crap coach. You shouldn't even be coaching, this and that. They don't understand, you know what I mean? Luckily, he won in devastating fashion, but yeah, they're lethal, that fan base.
That post with Deji and you cracked me up where Deji says, I don't want to box no more. Your especially on there. Did you see that?
That's what they do, they prank you all the time.
You were serious there. You looked like you were going to get in there and start fighting, man.
Yeah, but boxing's all about that, isn't it? Play mind games, you know what I mean?
It's a serious game, isn't it?
The mind games, that's even that.
There's an art to that.
mentoring your fighters on that aspect as well.
Yeah, when to say nothing, when to say something. You know, sometimes it's better to say nothing. Sometimes it's more intimidating not to say nothing.
Is that how you see? That's the way you beat your opponents, with your mind. So you gotta know how, when his opponent, if I say something to him, he might him up, so I'll say nothing.
It's about timing, isn't it? It's about timing.
And still doing it, being true to who you are. So people don't look at you like, oh, you're just putting it on. Do you know what I mean? It's like being flashy, like my thing is this, if you want to be flashy, make sure you can back it up. You know what I mean? Because Prince Nazim, for example, he might have been flashy, but you couldn't say nothing to him because he backed it up by knocking people out. So that's what I always say is, you could be flashy, but prove it to me then. Prove it to me that you can be flashy and still get the job done and still look after yourself, still defend yourself.
100%.
You know what I mean? So,
like, training with Naz in the gym as well, people don't realise how, like, he was so much better in the gym than he was at everyone.
I missed that part in Naz. I never seen that part.
Like, you're not supposed to tell stories of what goes on in the gym. I'd tell you off camera, I don't mind, but like, some of the things he was doing to middleweights in the gym, like, it was unreal. Like, bashing champions up at middleweight as well, like crushing them.
And now he's got his Adam now.
What do you think?
Why you train him? I used to train him for about a year, just helping him out, you know, or while he's trying to find his way and stuff like that.
Going around different people, picking things up.
Learning the game, innit?
My only advice to him is he's got all the natural talent, but I said to him, I remember sending him a message one time. I say, listen, I love your dad, legend, but
be yourself.
Be yourself, and what I mean by be yourself is as well. He's got to learn certain things in the game before stepping in a ring, as in, like, for example, I know you're saying body sparring, it keeps him safe and stuff like that, but in Adam's case,
I know
what I tried to tell him is, because he hasn't had no experience with amateur boxing whatsoever, I just said, your experience is going to come from having spars. You don't have to have wars.
In the deep end.
But I agree. From having spars. Having proper spars. So that's all I said. Make sure you get the sparring, man. So when you step in under those lights, you know what I mean, at least you're.
But even at the Ingles, they sparred at head sparring. A lot of people don't realise that. Like, you know, come fight time, when they were getting there, the last 4 or 5 weeks, they were sparring.
Sometimes when they're winding you up, they'll do body sparring and say, right, everybody get out of the ring. So everyone's around the ring and say, right, Junior, get in. and I'm in the ring. You know what I mean? They might do it like that.
Yeah.
They might just fall 3 rounds.
Yeah, just a couple of rounds.
But what they did
See
good,
what
they did good is that, you know, like the hot sparring day today, and you're getting worked up. You never knew what you were doing. You come in the gym, start body sparring, right, and then they just drop it. Right, you're gonna do 5 rounds head sparring, no problem. Off you go.
So everyone's watching. So that's the pressure you got.
Well, yeah. So when I went to America and I was sparring in America, I love pressure. You know. Even when it comes to life struggles, that's what I'm saying about the hardship. If I'm down to my last 100 pound, I know I'm gonna come out of it on the other side. You know what I mean?
You're not made
because I have to. There's no other choice. You know what I mean?
Do you believe in God?
So, yes, I believe in my God, but I don't put myself to a religion.
As long as you believe in God.
You believe someone's watching over you.
Yeah. I pray every day.
Well, we both.
I pray every day.
So I think where that's our strength comes from.
Yeah.
Believing in God and that.
Yeah.
But Adam, I applaud him, man, because to go in there with no experience and knowing who your dad was,
Pressure,
and the pressure, now he's signed to Frank Warren, that takes a lot of balls in itself. So that in itself shows you that
it can be done.
It can be done.
It's like Ricky's son. Ricky's son done the same thing,
if you look at Eubanks, because everyone's saying you need to get away from your dad, you need to be yourself, and he's done well. Eubanks and Conor Ben as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to become.
But that's what I'm saying. I was arguing with someone saying, listen, you only get a few that their dads were legends, and then their sons become something special as well. It's like 1%.
It's very,
you know what I mean? And the only reason why it's 1% because that's what I was saying. If you're born into a rich family, where's the motivation? You know what I mean? Where's the motivation?
It's the outlet, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I think that fighting in general, not just a physical sense. I think fighters are born, like fighters in business, fighters and whatever. The element of fighting and what you're going to do in a situation. And if you're born into an environment where you've never had to fight because everything is given, it's very hard to find that instinct in it. I'm a natural fighter, but what I've had to learn to do as I've got older, because we're both approaching 50 now, is learn the art of submission. And that in itself, when to choose my battles, when to be patient.
Best believe, man, my tongue is held back on a lot of things right now as we speak.
Exactly.
You know
so
what I mean?
we're in this game this week, and I don't mind saying it on camera. For instance, we've been going to press. What we did, we decided a year ago, instead of going for all our contacts, we know a lot of people get press passes, go down to all the events. Every time we turn up, we have they love us because the fighters, we're asking them real questions. We're not just how's training camp or whatever. But certain individuals that haven't met us yet then keep saying, unfortunately, you're being denied a press pass. And then because we know some of the other YouTubers who are 18, 19 with a tripod, they've been invited there. And are you relax? Play the game. Do you understand what I mean?
Just humble yourself.
Take yourself, humble yourself, go through the process, because otherwise it comes across negative. It comes across like you don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the game of boxing, right?
It will come. And it will come. But that's why I always keep it real, man. I don't care who you are. You could be multi-millionaire. I don't care. You know what I mean? My thing is respect, man. And not looking down on people just because you have, you've got money, for example. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to teach my kids as well. Like my son, he just had his first amateur fight.
You tell us about that. Next generation.
Yeah, he won his fight.
He's taller than you already, man.
Yeah, he's massive. But I told him from day one, listen, I never went through what I went through in my life. For you to be some spoiled little kid and think you ain't gonna suffer in anything. So he kept asking me for pad work over and over and over again. I refused. And the only reason why I refused, because as I said, boxing's a dangerous sport where you can die. And I've told my son from day one, You know you can die in boxing, right? I don't care if it scares him. I'm going to tell him the truth. You can die in boxing. And for that reason, I'm not just going to give you the pads for the sake of it, just because, I want to be a boxer. Give me pads, give me pads. All right, you want to be a boxer? Prove it. Go to an amateur boxing gym, because that's where you're starting. You're not starting with me. Start in an amateur boxing gym and learn about respect, learn about dedication, the discipline, you know, the basics of boxing. So what I am to my son is more like how Customato was to Tyson. He didn't do any pads, but he gave him the lessons, you know, sat down with him, talked to him, you know, watched boxing with him. So that's what I do, because I want him to understand that you have to go out there and get what you want. You can't just sit down and think everything's going to come to you. So when it comes to the conditioning, getting up out of your warm bed in the morning, eating right, he's had to learn to do it by himself. I've guided him, but if you want pads, that's privilege in my personal opinion.
I agree with you. I always say to my wife, I say, that if we end up in a better financial situation, because things are going well in other areas of our life, they're not just going to give them. If they want a PlayStation, they've got to garden for 6 weeks. They've got to learn how to appreciate. Things are not given, you know what I mean? Work hard. But what I love about you the most is you're a breath of fresh air for me in boxing, because I want to come back to, I want to really try to nail this question though. Where does the teaching element come from? Because that's a gift. It's a gift. I've seen a lot of talented fighters. I've trained around 8 world champions, and they couldn't train. They're gifted, but they can't teach people it. So that's come from somewhere.
Well, I've always been a fighter because of my background. And
when you boxed, did you know you was a better teacher though? Did you know?
No.
You didn't know that? No.
I always say now, if I was to go back and box now, like if I was to spar today, for example, I'll probably wipe the floor with a lot of people because of the knowledge that I've picked up from coaching.
Throughout the coaching and different coaches.
I agree.
Mistakes.
Exactly.
I agree.
Man, my life's been hard, so I've had to fight. And to fight, you have to have something inside you that keeps you going, you know what I mean? You have to be mentally strong. That's what I've been. Despite all the traumas, I've been mentally strong. So boxing, for some reason, this is the sport I'm in. This is my passion. And because I'm in it, to me, it's all about winning. You know, and to win, you have to be obsessed with the art of the sport. So the small details is very important to me. I cannot go in the gym and just go, right, we're going to do 4 rounds of pads and every single day, for example. I have to teach the art, you know what I mean? Because it's the small details that matter. You know, and that could be the difference between winning or losing. Now, I'm not saying my fighters are never ever going to face defeat. We all face defeat, even in life, outside the ring. But to give yourself a fighting chance, you have to do everything right, you know. So, I don't know, my teaching comes from life, I reckon, you know. And that's how I am with my fighters. I try to give all my experiences from what I've been through. You know, what I teach to my fighters outside the gym is more important than what I've teaching them inside the ring. So I think that's how I progress them. You know, I keep progressing them and we keep winning is because we're like, they trust me.
Yeah, trust is a massive thing. Trust is within boxing, it's a massive thing as well.
And I love the small details. As I said, I watch, obviously when you see behind the scenes of people training and stuff, but that's not what I watch. I watched things like, I don't know, how can I put it? like this morning, I've seen it about 1 million times, but Emmanuel stood in the corner with
Tell me.
what's his name? He went to prison. One of it, the middleweight, super middleweight, not Tava. What's his name? He fought Carl Froch. I forgot his name. Anyway, he was shouting at him in the corner, and there was no tactics involved.
Just shouting.
But it was the way he was drilling into his head, like that. You can't just pat, and then wait 30 seconds to throw another punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these little details is the things I pick up. Of how to get information across to a fighter.
And now, him shouting, that probably wind him up, didn't it? Or would it?
You're getting into him emotionally.
Yeah, getting emotionally.
You're getting into
shouting, say, I'm with you with that motion. Yeah. So how you send it across, though?
It's about like having a good balance. I've pinned it on my Instagram post. There's a post of me telling my brother he got rocked in the first 30 seconds of the round. But then he won the rest of the round by just boxing. So I was a bit,
boxing's always about.
I had a lot of energy telling him, like, don't get caught with stupid shots like that. Stay focused.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I switched it to, but the rest of the round was beautiful. You know what I mean?
But I want to know what I'm trying to get at. Because I'm seeing things that I know I want to hear you communicate. When you're talking, I can see you see things in pictures. So for instance, if you're jabbing on the pad, jab my hand here, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You understand? I have to be doing it. And I watch you do things like that all the time. You're thinking all the time. You can see what you want. And you get it across well.
Maybe it's because
you probably don't even know you do that, but I don't see that anymore. I'll see trainers on the pads with people, and they just let them do it. And I'm like, what
okay,
you
so
do that for?
One trainer that I really respect, and a lot of people don't talk about him enough, but it's the little small words and corrections he does when he's on the pads with people, is Buddy McGirt, And it's the smallest things. He doesn't go, oh, blah, 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 no, you have to do this, no, you have to do this, you move your feet. It could be like, so for example, here they throw a left hook, and he goes, don't lean.
That's
just that word there. Don't lean. Makes them, correct. Think about what they're doing. So he's not over. It's still. Sometimes you only have to say one or two things.
But that's exactly what the teaching element is. Like if you're throwing a jab and you're going over to the front foot, Howard would always say, he'd push me back and say, make sure your weight's in the back. Like, them little things, you don't hear that no more. You're just watching guys go in there and took 100 shots, and I'm like, is this guy going to?
But it's only that. It's not that. It's just as well. It's just fighters almost trying to tell the coaches.
Yeah, exactly. I'm struggling. What do I do? Yeah.
Almost like I can never ever be like a yes man coach.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
you're not that as a person.
I've had that before.
You know, if they hit the pad, for example, right, you got the target here, but if you hit the pad a little bit off target, but it still makes that sound. Now, because it sounds all right, automatically they think, it's a good shot. No, it's not a good shot because you ain't put it where you're meant to put it.
Exactly.
The target is right here.
That's what I'm getting at. But I'm hearing you do that in the corner, in the training. I'm watching. I'm hearing you do that. Well, we don't have enough of this in boxing no more.
Well,
we just don't have it.
Try to dictate to you. And I didn't even know it's like taking that because where I've been brought up in boxing, you got to do it. If not, go home.
But you're seeing high-profile fighters, right? Come back. I'm not naming names because I'm not trying to make things personal, right? And they come back to the corner and they sit down and go, "What should I do?"
Yeah.
Just out here, like, or they're telling the coach, "Should I be stepping left and right?" Or they're like,
they're not supposed to tell him nothing.
No.
Not supposed to.
As soon as you sit down, like, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be able to see these little things. You know what I mean?
So with the influencers, the reason why I'm more animated with them in the corner is because they're novices. So I'm almost like a PlayStation controller. I'm trying to guide them every second of the round because I'm trying to keep them safe. So yeah, they've got to implement what they're meant to be doing, but I've got to keep them safe as well because they don't understand certain things. With my pros, I don't really talk in between while the fight's going on. I might say one or two things, but I don't really talk. My talking is
after
in between the rounds. Do you know what I'm saying?
I totally get it. Even with clients, like some of my clients say to me, "You're quiet today." I say, if I'm quiet, it means I'm happy. You'll hear me if you're doing something wrong. I'm not confused. You understand what I mean?
Do you know? The reason why I keep my stable small. I'm not one of these coaches what I train 20, 30 fighters. It's because, like I said, I want to win. And you can't possibly win if you've got 20 coaching, 10.
Quality.
You know, I want to you need to put the time and dedication into the individual. So if I have too many fighters, that can't be possible. No. You know what I mean? No. But I get messages all the time, you know, you got room in your stable. There's a few reasons why I turn them down. One, I'm in this game to get to the top. And so when I see something, I need to see, even if they're a beginner, I need to see the future flash in my eyes, you know. The second thing is the mentality. You got to match my ambition as well. You know, if you don't match my ambition, we're not gonna work. You can send me, no joke, right? You're talking about how do I see things. Someone doesn't have to meet me for me to know that I will gel with them. You can send me a video, and within probably 30 seconds to a minute of watching them fight, you know, I will know if to invite them down or not.
If you're teachable as well.
You know what I mean?
The reason I'm saying it to you is because I can't be the only person watching you, right? But you do things subconsciously and consciously, and I'm trying to find out how subconsciously you know the things that you're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're being watched. And not like I'm stalking. I watch you. Like I enjoy watching your content. Right. I enjoy listening to you because, like, people keep going on about Ben Davis and this, that, and the other. Look, I don't have anything bad to say about Nevison. He's doing his thing, and one thing I'd say that I can see that Ben is doing well is that he knows how to. So with AJ, I'm not going to get on the high horse and say AJ's a different fighter. I think what Ben's doing for AJ right now is he's filling a void that AJ needed, which was someone to talk to, someone who can understand him, someone who can gel with him, right? Not someone talking at him, but talking with him and making him understand what he already can do. People always think, I need to learn, I'm getting beat, I need to learn different. No, you already have the answers in you. Ben's drawing them answers.
I like Ben, man.
Yeah, Ben's drawing them answers out of him.
But he's also got Wiley as well.
Yeah.
Studies film.
Exactly. So there's like Beyonce might be the front person, but behind Beyonce there's always a team. And if two people are not working on that team, it can just, the one person's going to get the blame, but it might be the environment. And that's why it's very important to have a small environment and have it right. Do you know what I mean?
So what do you want to get into my know from my mind?
Nah. I just wanted to know if you're aware of how you come across. Like you use trigger words. All right. You use little things. I know because I'm around it. So when I'm around Howard and Brendan, like you're saying with Buddy McGirt, it's the same type of things. Like put the word in the back, like stop leaning over, turn into it, lock out.
Well, because, you know, for me, boxing's simple if you make it simple. And if you know your stuff, then...
Why make it complicated?
Why make things complicated?
Just say the one word.
You know what I mean?
It's easier than...
And I miss them days because now I'm seeing people like losing fights or like we're going to get you on a nutrition plan, we're going to get a nutritionist. And I do that for a living. I'm a nutritionist, but that is the answer. The answer is the teaching element. You got knocked out because you hit a guy with a jab like that and leant over your foot, which is bringing your chin towards your opponent, when you could have had your chin back here, having that foot locked out, putting the weight in the back leg, and having had that. I want to hear that.
Nah.
So when I'm listening to you,
for the money now. It's just a money thing now.
There's a lot of people creeping. There's a lot of people creeping in.
You know what I mean?
So example, what you're doing and what I admire about you, right? Someone would say to me, "There's a guy opened the gym down the road, and basically he was given some money from his dad, and then basically he decided to open the gym, and it's in a good area, and all of a sudden loads of people coming in, and then he starts training pros, and he's obviously better trainer than me because he's got his own gym, right?"
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But there's guys like me and you, but Ben, and this one I'm angry with Ben. Ben got found for whatever reason. Got found. Tyson Fury, which is an interesting concept. Billy Joe Saunders is with him. He gets introduced to Tyson Fury. He gets put into the sport. All right, he gets his opportunity and he ran with it. And look at him now, and he's running with it. And I like that story. You know what I mean? Because I think the guys that have the gifts and have the abilities should be found. The miscommunication in boxing is people who have money can come into this sport. We know what we're saying here, right?
Yeah, I know.
And distract the sport from actually the essence and say, oh, if he's lost the fight, we need to change trainers. If he's lost the fight, we need to add nutrition. I can do all that. I'm a nutritionist, qualified nutritionist. But I like what you do because you're old school and new school, and you're unique because you do the old school well, but you understand new school. And what I mean about new school is, the old school is have an amateur career, get a promoter, pay him 15% or whatever he pays, pay the trainer 10% what it is, that's 25% gone. Then a lot of other things are gone. Before the fighter's got no. And you understand, actually, the fighter don't need to go for all that old system. If he gets his social media right, if he knows how to come across on social media, all he really needs is a good trainer, and he can promote himself. You see where I'm going with that? And that's the new to the old. And that's the way it's going. And that's why I've opened my eyes to KSI and Deji. And I know people that have been around KSI, and I never met KSI, so my impression is, I don't really have an impression of him. I'm not a negative guy. But he was saying what he was saying. But then people that will be around and say, no, he's a nice guy, actually. He runs the business, same with Logan Paul. They understand how to clickbait, whatever you want to call it, sell themselves. I admire them. They're bringing money to the sport, and the fighters out there need to stop the boxing snobbery because they're actually helping the sport. They're putting more eyes in the sport. And fighters, active professional fighters, need to start to learn how to do the new with it. Does that make any sense?
It does, and the thing about money is, I could easily, no joke, I could easily probably train, I don't know, 20 clients a week and make 3,000 a week, for example. But I don't, because my goal and my dream is to create world champions, and I can't do that if all my time is given to that side of things. So for years I've had to balance enough where I can survive but still have enough time to do what I need to do, and then obviously have a good wife
I can see it
supporting
I can see
what not money wise supporting, but like just like being by my side to be like, no, this is what you're meant to be doing. You know what I mean?
This is what your purpose.
So I've sacrificed, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. They go on social media, see my page, and think, "Oh, well, he's made it." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Even with the influencers, people, even close people to me, they think that I've got loads of money.
That's what they all think.
I don't.
They all think.
You got to understand, right? If I tell you straight now, if one of the YouTubers earns 200 grand for a fight. So which one of them, for example, 20, if I get my 10%, that's 20,000, right? What people don't understand is that 20,000 has to get spread out
over a long period of time.
Over the whole year.
Yeah.
It's not 20,000 for me to go, all right, now I can go on a nice holiday. Now I can just sit back and chill. I have to put that money into bills, into looking after my kids, into travel, into all this. So that 20 grand goes just like that.
Same with boxing.
Do you know what I mean?
Everyone thinks that, just because you're selling tickets going in your pocket. No, it isn't. It's going into the overheads. The ticket money, I get a percentage, I get a wage. My wage goes to my trainer, goes to my food, everything. I ain't with nothing. And I think that you're making money. You don't have
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying, man. So like,
that's why we give you the respect.
The sacrifices I've made, right? Like, I'm a really down to earth person, man. I can talk to absolutely anyone. But one thing I don't like is don't ever look down on me and think you're better than me just because you have more money than me. So that's the one thing I hate in society with people like that. Look, I'm a hard working person, and most of the people that have money, that have come from money and haven't had to suffer the way I have, they can never ever, I'm telling you now, they can never ever do what I've done, you know, and put it all on the line and sacrifice what I sacrificed for my family. They can never ever do it.
What you've done in life, they can't buy that with that money.
No.
They can't buy that experience, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You can't buy experience.
Some people start on the surface level and get to the top of the mountain. Some people start at the bottom of the ocean and get to surface level. And the people on the top of the mountain, I think they're ahead of you.
Actually, the ones
we're actually probably at the same stage because we just have different qualities. What they don't have is because they had a lift up.
Now, there's a flip side to this, though. I'm not saying someone that's got money or born into money can't suffer, can't have mental health problems and all that kind of stuff.
Different type of problems.
What I'm trying to say is 9 times out of 10, if they come into a situation where times are tough, you know, they won't know what to do.
No.
Or their hardship,
it'll mad them up.
you know, they think that their hardship is like the world's going to end. Do you know what I mean? When really, it's not. You know what I mean? It's nothing. You cannot compare it. You know what I mean? So it's not a competition. But what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of people in this society, they don't understand, you know, people that come from hardship and from nothing. And they think, them having no money, you know, going through a little struggle, they think it's the same as me having no money and being in struggle. It's not.
Some of them commit suicide over that little thing. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So I've had to, you know, in foster homes, 14 different families. I suffered with abuse in foster homes. I've lived on my own since 17. I had kids at a young age. You know, complications with my parents. You know, and then all this by still sticking to what I believe, what I love, which is trying to do this boxing game thing. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get there.
Yeah, I mean, because I told someone on my story the other day, this ain't a fraction of what I want to do in the sport. Just because you see I coach a couple of influencers does not mean anything. You know what I mean? I want world champions, and that's it. There's nothing else for me. There's nothing else for me. And I respect my brother for winning British Masters. I respect my other brother for winning a Southern Area title and all that kind of stuff. I respect journeymen and all that kind of stuff. But I want world championships, man. Yeah, and that's the end of it.
You know what you want.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
you're going to get it because you're chasing legacy. At the end of the day, when you're on deathbed, when you leave this world, you can have all the money in the world, you ain't taking it. You'll take your memories and you'll leave a legacy. And you want to be in that position. I do. This is maybe my ego. I don't want to be people sat in the pub and going, you know, John died. Oh, is that John, that fat guy? Oh, no, John was a skinny guy who used to hang out with the fat guy. Oh, let's have a drink on him and move on. I actually want to leave a portion where people say, he did good. He left something behind. The legacy still goes. Like, I look at Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson has to teach someone. Because if he doesn't teach someone, Customato's last pupil dies of him. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is you are leaving a legacy. You are touching people's lives.
You know what it is, John? I'm thinking, this is starting of our legacy.
Yeah. I mean, all what you do here is we have no profit out of this. We're out of pocket. We go up and down the country every single week.
But you do it because you love it.
Exactly.
That's it.
And we know that we're making a difference. We're giving people a voice.
Platform.
13th and final round.
There's people that do it because they know they're only thinking what they can get out of it money wise.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
Love
you know what I mean? There's no love or passion behind it. They're like, what can I get out of that person? What can I get out of that business? And they don't understand, especially in boxing, to have a great gym, there needs to be love and passion behind it. That's how people come through the door. They don't come through the door if you're making it a money thing.
No.
You know what I mean? So
it don't last. Look, we there's these little golden nugget moments that we have. My wife was crying behind the camera 2 weeks ago at Bethnal Green. There was this, I forget his name, King. What was his name? He was on he comes out with a little monkey on his shoulder. He's a London fighter.
He fought the foreign guy.
What's it called? Michael King. Michael King. Big shout out to Michael King. He fought. They brought this Argentina kid over, and it was a really good fight. And the referee stopped it probably a bit early in the last round. And we offered to interview. I speak a little bit of Spanish, so we're interviewing the fighter. Guy. And I told him in Spanish, "Es muy fuerte," and I told him, "Be proud of yourself. Keep your head up." And he started crying on camera. And Jason Matthews was nearby. And I called him over and I said, "This is a former world champion." And we picked him up, right?
Yeah.
And by the end of the interview, he's hugging me, he's DMing me, and you know what I mean? And he's like, "This is not the end, this is just a learning experience. You fought well, you did your best." And you're changing, you can see that you're changing people's lives. And that's what we've done for the last 30 years. Boxing's done that.
What we've done there, we've stopped him from doing something, because you don't know what that could lead to.
Chain events, right?
Yeah.
That chain of events can...
mindset, we've changed that.
Well, that's why I always try to answer my messages on Instagram when they ask me. You know what I mean? Some of them, I'm straight up. I'm like, listen, I'm struggling too, so I can't give you
answers.
All these. You know what I mean? But I can just like.
It's weird. Are you at this stage? He loves it. I find it weird. We'll go around press conferences like the other, and people watch our podcast now. Not we're big, but they want pictures of us, and I find that weird. Like I'm just.
Because they're watching us. They're watching us, but they're not telling.
But you're always being watched.
It's live. You know what I mean?
You're always being watched, but it's we love boxing, and we realised the podcast is called 13th and Final Round for two reasons. One, someone might be going through the 13th round in their career, suicidal thoughts, depression, but ultimately a lot of them after boxing don't know the direction of their life. Boxing's over, they've given their all, they have no money, they don't feel like they've got any transferable skills, they don't know the different direction they want to go in. And Jason Barker, who was on episode 5.
Did you know him, Jason Barker?
I think he might have boxed your brother. He boxed Junior Witt 3 times, beat Junior 3 times in the amateurs. And he came on our podcast, started talking, really emotional, and then 2 weeks later committed suicide.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? And I used to talk to Davil Sutherland, who won the box. I was on the DMs with Davil Sutherland.
Other people, so.
And I was like, "You all right?" And he was like, "I'm struggling, John. I don't want to live no more. This, that, and the other." And like, "Come on, man, just like talk to me." 2 days later, he hung himself. And then, you understand what I mean? And it's mad, man. The fighters who have got, they were driven by ego and pride and strength. They need a voice. They need the platform to be able to tell them they're all right. Even the other person we interviewed in Manchester, he was on Sertraline. It's on the podcast, so you can mention it. Yeah, Anthony Farnell. He's on the podcast. He's lost his mother, he lost his wife, everything, but he picked himself up. He decided one day not to take it. He just got up one day and stopped taking it. And he's in a big fight. But that's a good inspiration, what he said on there, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you look back, he can... And he's in a big fight this week with Ezra, right? Ezra against Ben Whittaker. Yeah, look at him with Ezra. That's his fight. I mean, a lot of people, they... that's why I keep my circle small. I'm very... I'm very... Because at the end of the day, it's sad to say, but a lot of people don't give a shit, man. To tell the truth. Yeah, true. You know what I mean? Even if you was to top yourself tomorrow, a lot of people won't care. They just
move on with their lives. You know what I mean? And
funny enough, this is my circle. You know what I mean? I used to have loads of friends and all that, but so I just stay by myself a bit. But this is my circle.
That's my mission. My mission is to try and get everyone down to 100.
yeah, it'd be good. I always say no love, then there's no pain. No pain, then there's no love. You know what I mean?
People think I love people. My wife knows the truth. I fucking hate people. I can't wait to get home and just be on my own thoughts and be an introvert and you know process things and things like that. And
that's the same. I was. Do you know October Red? Yeah. She's cool. She says, why don't you get out? Why don't you go to more boxing shows? I wish I did. It's just like, I'm a bit of a recluse, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way as you.
You know what I mean?
I don't even like watching boxing with people, really. Like, I allow him to come round.
Why do you
No, because he watch boxing, but I don't like watching. I can't watch boxing with anyone who doesn't understand boxing because he's speaking shit. Like, shut up. Do you understand what I mean?
I prefer it on the TV than in their arena.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. Why is that?
Because I get into it more, you know what I mean? I get into it more.
Like, I don't mind if I'm right close to the ring and everyone's behind me or I'm at home, but I hate being in the crowd.
I'm gonna try and make effort because she was telling me, like, you deserve a big fight, you know. And I was like, yeah, well, that's the goal.
It's networking, isn't it?
But she goes, well, go to the shows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's networking.
So I will.
Go to a show, man. Good experience.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you like me to bring your jacket or the...
No. Listen, we're gonna end it with a game. Can you get me the games? The piece of paper. Yeah.
The board.
Yeah. Man, I could talk to you all day long. I don't even know how long we've been talking. How long have we been talking?
1.5, almost 1.5.
Did it seem that long?
Sleeping, man, down there.
No.
Nick, Ian, you're right. Guys, as you could tell, we could talk to him all day long, right? This won't be the last time we speak to him, by the way, for sure. So we're going to play a little game now, and the winner stays in.
Yep.
All right? And I think what the game we're going to play with you is the fastest fighter of all time. So it's the person who's the fastest stays in.
Stays in the game.
Okay? So, first up, Willie Pep v Amir Khan.
Come on, technician.
He's thinking.
They're different.
Different types of speed, right?
Yeah.
One's at angle, one's straight forward.
Amir.
Yeah. You say Amir Khan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Why? Collaborate.
No, it's the game.
Oh, okay. Leave it.
It's the game. He's trying his answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Amir Khan was so fast that it got him into trouble.
Yeah,
at the same time. Yeah.
His hands went
that
fast.
He'd fall over his front legs and front foot and stuff. But he was lightning fast, man.
I have to say this: a lot of people are fast with the hands and not the legs.
Yeah.
Footwork, being fast with feet.
Yes.
With Amir, you're always with your mouth open because you're like, you're going to get caught in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's vulnerable. Leave himself vulnerable, doesn't he? All right, so Amir Khan's still in the game. Amir Khan, and probably a similar kind of. Well, I'm going to hear what you're going to say. Shane Mosley.
Yeah, Sugar Shane Mosley. What are you asking there?
Shane Mosley, Amir Khan, who's the fastest? Fastest stays in. I know you want to tell him.
It's Amir.
The footwork.
Yeah, Shane Mosley is fast in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's Amir, he'll throw
I'll give you 3 and 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Let's make it a bit more interesting. So when we say fastest, it means with hands and feet, one or the other all combined. Does that change your answer?
If it's combined, then Shane Mosley.
So we're saying Shane Mosley staying in.
I used to love the way he could just move in and out with small little steps.
Especially at lightweight.
Yeah.
He was special at lightweight.
Yeah, let's do Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley's in. So Shane
because he was smart with it.
Yeah. So Shane Mosley v Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. So no one stayed on so far. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Who?
Sugar Ray Leonard v Sugar Robinson.
Oh yeah, Leonard again.
Yeah.
But Sugar Ray Robinson is probably in my top 10 of all time.
I love Sugar Robinson. He's my top number 1.
I study him a lot.
Yeah, I love Robertson. I could watch him for days. He's my top fighter.
There's the one against Grazio.
Grazio, yeah.
Yeah, that the way he turned him off the rope and hit him with the right hand.
I can't remember what it was where he hit the left hook. And he was going backwards and hit that guy with the left hook.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Special for his time, well ahead of his time. Right, so Leonard's still in. Leonard v Mayweather.
Leonard.
Leonard v Meldrick Taylor. Taylor was fast, man.
Was he?
Meldrick Taylor was lightning fast.
Yeah, I haven't watched too much of him. Actually.
Watch him.
Yeah.
You'll like him. Meldrick Taylor, he was the one who was fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, and he was winning a fight, and this is why they got the count now, because he got stopped with 9 seconds to go. That's why they tend.
You know what? I just can't get out of my mind with Sugar Ray Leonard on the ropes when he's just letting them go.
Oh, quick.
Yeah, how
So
fast?
fast. Yeah, super fast, right?
As you're watching him.
So Leonard's still number one. Leonard v Pacquiao. Think of hands and feet as well.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's a hard one, you know.
I'd go for.
I'd go for Pacquiao.
But yeah, I'll go for Pacquiao.
So Pacquiao.
Because even now, at 45, I think he is, he's in talks to fight Barrios.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, he still hits with, his footwork and hand speed is crazy.
Yeah, he's special, man. So Pacquiao's leading it. Pacquiao v your favourite fighter.
Who's that?
You know who it is.
Mayweather.
Roy Jones Jr. You don't even know your favourite fighter. Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, that way. Okay.
Oh man,
That's hard, isn't it?
that's.
Roy
I've
Jones,
got him tattooed on my leg, you know. Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I used to have Roy Jones' haircut, you know, the little line in
little
the
piece
back.
of the back. He used to have a little piece of the back.
The piece in the back. They would look at me like a weird.
You know,
Roy Jones in his prime, man. Was, I don't know. I still have to say Pacquiao though, because obviously he's lighter, so he's still
So lastly, Pacquiao v Muhammad Ali.
Pacquiao still. And listen, there's reasons behind I'm saying all these things, because the speed is done in different ways. You know.
Let's break that down then. So Pacquiao won it, but break it down. Let's go. Break that down to finish off.
Like for example, Mosley is more he's technical with it. You know what I mean? So you've got the speed where it's like Pacquiao. Let's, for example, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I know it was a bit too far gone.
Yeah.
But it was when Pacquiao caught Mayweather. And he went straight to the ropes. Look how many punches he unloaded. It was blistering speed. But he had to stop himself from punching, because Floyd's defense was so tight, the guard, that he had to back off. So my personal opinion, I prefer the speed that is more calculated than the one that you just let punch.
Just throw. It's not landing.
Punches in bunches. You know, I prefer Mayweather timing. You know, Mosley timing, Muhammad Ali timing, because it's speed, but it's calculated speed. You know what I mean?
It's not hitting nothing really.
Yeah, it's calculated speed. They put the punches where they want it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Accuracy, right? That fight with Muhammad Ali v Cleaver Williams.
No.
I think that's the greatest performance of all time.
And another greatest performance of all time was Mayweather versus Gatti, as in from a pure boxing technical point of view, punch perfect.
Gatti couldn't get away them shots at all.
So that's another demonstration of speed in a different way. You know.
Because there's timing as well, right? So, I think the person, I'll ask you, I think the person who troubled Mayweather the most was Cotto. And Cotto's not even fast, but Cotto had amazing timing, and he knew his distance, he got himself into the right positions to be able to land the right shots.
So what I loved about Cotto was his guard and his head positioning. You know, so little things I take from watching fights. Like you could see the top of his forehead, Cotto. You know, so little things like that.
Cotto would be Ricky Hatton would have been a good fight. However long it would have lasted, that would have been a good fight.
Someone who got cut up bad.
Yeah, they'd have beat the shit out of each other, wouldn't they? Ricky in sparring was.
I know. We used to spar with me.
The pressure you put on you. Wow. I've seen him spar with some big guys.
Did you try and block before he even got there?
I just wasn't there. I wasn't there in the first place. I just wasn't there. That's the way to beat Ricky, right? Not be there. Pick him up. Him being Junior. I was living. It was funny because I was living with Junior Witt at the time when I was training with Ricky. That fight would have happened. That would have been interesting.
I'll end it with this. The reason why I got Floyd as well. I got Floyd on this leg, Roy on that leg. So they're probably for my
two influences.
And because the fact that he fought so many different styles and overcame them, you know what I mean, and the way he can adapt in fights, you know, because against Ricky Hatton even, that wasn't an easy fight. The first few rounds. Yeah, he didn't really know how to handle Ricky Hatton, you know, so he had to adapt. He had to really adapt to that.
It would have been interesting to see a different referee who would have let it carry on a little bit more inside. That would have been a far more interesting fight. I'm not saying that Floyd or Ricky would have won, but it would have been far more interesting.
Yeah,
because if you see the Ricky what fought to Zoo, the referee let him just get on with it a little bit, and. Because Ricky's pressure was ridiculous. Like, he'd not leave you alone. Like,
don't let go.
You could pick him off for 6 rounds, but you're gonna tie him.
You know who my if I was to pick a fighter to train now, if someone said, what fight do you want to train in world boxing right now, and you think you can take him to even though he's still high level now, is I think my kind of coaching style suits someone like Teofimo Lopez. That's because he's elusive as well. He can punch. He can box. You know what I mean? He's aggressive. I like aggressive fighters.
It's going to be interesting the way he goes because I think he looks better at light welterweight.
He's fighting this month as well, isn't he?
He looks a lot better since he's moved up. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Because otherwise, I'm not going to leave it. Just going to get talking. Right.
Nice meeting you as well.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and tell a friend to tell a friend.
And before we go, tell them where they can find you. And you want to tune in because you get a lot of value out of listening to them as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, the Daley Effect is my handles, you know, and Trenches Boxing. That's my gym, so that's where I am at every day.
That's where it is. Make sure you give them a follow and be entertained. We're here.
And we out.
Peace.
13th and the final round. Hit them up, man. That's it.
Life is what it is. Only you can change it. If something's not broken, don't fix the shit. Cause people cry, people lie, people place that sleep, people place my